Well, hello and welcome back to another video, and I'm very lucky today in that I've got the whole day to muck about. So I thought I'd try and jump around a bit onto some different stretches on the Crediton water. I'm starting here on the little culvery. I'm going to give it about an hour here, see if we can catch anything out of here. Then I'm going to walk back to the car, get the longer rod, go out through the golf course section, fish through there. And then if I've got any energy left for this evening, I might go up to the bit of water right at the top of the club where I struggled last time. See if I can actually hook anything up there this time. It's a bit of a strange day weather-wise. The last 2 days have been boiling hot and sunny. And then today is all changed. It's cold, windy, overcast, some rain in the air. There's a chance of some heavy thundery showers, they reckon. I mean, you'd say this would be perfect mayfly hatching weather, but I have to just wait and see what happens. Okay, so I think I've seen a fish rise. Oh, you might have seen it just then, just on that far bank under the shelf over there. We've got the same problem on this that I had on the Creedy the other day. There's just so much crap on the water. I'll give them a go. A bit short. I think the fly's just picking up stuff every cast. No. Oh, game over. Got it. I was quite lucky there that the fly actually came out of that bush without me having to disturb anything. And then, whoa! Wow! Oh, that's good. One from the River Creedy. Very nice. Yeah, nice fish. Well, this nice pool with the tree in it, where I waded out last year and caught one around the back of the tree, now has another tree down across it, so I can't see any way of fishing that really now. It's very low, and it's getting properly overgrown now, isn't it? Look at how that's changed the dynamics of this pool and just thrown all this gravel into here. I mean, this was deep here before, and inches now. Oh, a pair of dippers. Walk out on the beach. Well, I think I'm going to call that it for here. There's really nothing much looking up. I've only seen that one rise and managed to catch that fish, but apart from that, just one little splash. Oh, there's a mayfly there, just hatching. A lot of the places I fished last year, you can't fish them now. They're just all full of rubbish. I mean, this place is hard enough as it is, but if I turn around and show you what I mean. Look, all this sort of stuff's all fallen in. So I stood on there and cast last year, but So I think I'm going to go back to the car, get the longer rod, and go out through the golf course. See what's happening there. Ah, just saw that fish rise on the way back to the car. I'll try for a bonus one, but just smashed it and it didn't really take it. Not going to come again. Ah, damn. Probably the drag, wasn't it? Put it off. I did just hear a rumble of thunder in the distance. If that kicks in, I'm definitely going to have to go back to the car.
Years ago, 1993, wasn't it?
Well, I've taken refuge in the car because there is some thunder about. It's now pouring with rain. I haven't actually seen any lightning, but I'm not waving a piece of carbon fibre around in this, so listening to a test match and have something to eat. Well, they've got rain there as well at the moment, so it's delayed. Right, might see you back on the river in a bit. Right, I'm back on the River Yo now, and this is the golf course section. So this is the lower part where I haven't filmed before. So down that way is Kersford Weir, and then upstream is Kersford Bridge. We're going to fish the bit in between. It wasn't very easy getting in. I sort of fell in, not very gracefully. I thought that was the spot I got in last time, but maybe it's just more overgrown now. You have to be a little bit careful here because the second tee's just up there. There's no one on it at the moment, but they will be driving over your head, so I don't tend to hang about on this bit. Right, well, let's see what we find. Well, I fished through that bit quite quickly just to get out of the way. It's quite slow, long slow glide. I'm sure if there was fish rising you'd do alright, but didn't see anything or rise anything. I have now seen 3 mayfly flitting about, so I think just because I can, I'm going to change over to a mayfly and just fish that blind. I thought I saw a fish rise over there in line with that tree where the roots are. But I've stood in here for a few minutes and I haven't seen it rise again. But I'm going to put the mayfly over it anyway. It didn't look like it took a mayfly, but feeding fish is a feeding fish. It might come up and take this. Oh, it's had a couple of drifts through now. I might try twitching it. Yes, a little twitch worked. So I don't think that fish was feeding on mayflies at all, but just stimulated the feeding response in it, didn't it? That little twitch. Thought, oh, I'll have that. Come down. Another fish to the mayfly. That one just came out of nowhere. Oh, there we are. Nice easy release. Oh, well, there's a fish rising in these bubbles just above those roots in that foam line, so I'm going to work up and try that, I think. And they kept on refusing this mayfly this lot, but I took it in the end. Funny, there's been a dozen casts there and they just didn't want to know, and then that one took it. That's it. Splashing. Well, I've switched on to the Mega May, my sort of version of it. It sits more in the surface. And I had a good fish first cast, but it got off. But that's number 2 for it, so maybe something that's a bit more emergy type is what they want. That sort of thing. Well, I had 3 more fish lost on the top of this pool. I don't know why. I mean, you do often get it with mayfly, I suppose. It's quite a big fly, quite small fish. I tend to lose quite a lot on it. I just do with a massive hatch now, getting really feeding well. And you would think at some point today there's going to be a hatch of something. Okay, so we've got a fish rising up there. And that's, as you can see it, but it's opposite some roots of that tree. And what I'd like to do is wade up this side, get under that tree and cast it from there. But I've got a feeling that that's too deep from experience. I don't think you can wade that, so I'm going to have to wade up this side under here and try and backhand cast it, I suppose. Well, I've got into position and of course it stopped rising, so just going to give it a minute and see what happens. Okay, it has just risen again, so I'm going to have a cast if I can. Further up. Oh, I hope the camera's pointing in the right direction. It might not have been. It just came up and just, well, it didn't really take it, did it? It just attacked it. Definitely not what they're taking, these. Well, got a slightly better fish. Took the Mega May. Again, just came out, took it out of nowhere really, it wasn't rising. Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, that is a nice fish. The colours on that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cracking fish. So as with all these clink hammer type patterns, I like to just dry the top bit. You want it to fish like a bit of an iceberg. So you put your fingers over it, just don't get powder on the rest of it. Hopefully now that'll sit with the body in the under the water and the hackle on the top. That fish came right out of that fast water. I mean, really in the head of it. Amazing where they'll live and tuck themselves away. Golf balls about here. Right, well there's Kersford Bridge, so we've made it up through what's pretty much the last bit of the Yeo. I think there's no more Yeo left to film. So just the Culm left to do. Right, well I'm going to carry on fishing up above the bridge then and see if we can get any more. Well, this seems to have piled up a bit more since last year. It's all gone very quiet. I've seen one more fish rise, and he came up and took the mayfly, but threw the hook almost straight away. There's another one of those, I can say, very aggressive rises. Almost not really going to eat the flies, more to just attack it. I suppose I could try a nymph and stuff, but I don't really want to. God, you think there'd be a fish in there, wouldn't you? Right, well I think I'm going to call that it, and then probably come back somewhere later on in the evening. I mean, there's nothing rising because there's nothing hatching. There's no fly coming off hardly at all. A few little gnats here and there. So let's see if I can get out here, up through there, I suppose, and back to the car. Go home and have a cup of tea. Well, that's me back on the river then, and I'm just below Newton Bridge, so a few hundred yards upstream from where I left it earlier today. So this morning I fished from about 10 till 2:30. Really very little happened. I mean, I caught a few fish, but it felt like I was forcing them out. There was no real hatch of anything and no real rise, you know, just the odd rising fish here and there, but no real concerted rise. So I'm going to fish the evening now and see if they're all feeding in the evening. It's about 5:30, maybe 5:45. Early indications are that they're not feeding in the evening, but we'll see what happens. Well, the only flies I've seen about have been some little sedges, so I put a deer hair sedge on and twitched it about. And this chap came up. Nice fish. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, absolutely nothing when it was stationary, but as soon as I twitched it about and whacked it. Well, goes. That's a fly that I know as the Neff caddis, but I suppose people would call it a deer hair sedge these days. That one didn't fight much, did it? Beautiful colours though. And another fish to the twitch fly, even in that really slow water. Came up and took it. There, little chap. That's proving quite successful, this little twitched sedge fly. Certainly catching a few more now than I did during the day. There's normally fish rising in this. Oh, there's a rise up there. Look. I was just about to say, there's normally fish rising in this bubble run here. I've taken the sedge off and put a parachute Adams on because the last two fish just ignored the sedge fly. If that doesn't work, I might try a gnat, like a black gnat. Ah. Once again, it came up and took it when I sort of twitched it a bit. That's got to be takeable, isn't it, that fish up there? Ooh. Got it. Not the one I was after. I stopped the cast because the tree was in the way. Still, it did take the Adams at least. Oh, and released. Perfect. Another one to the Adams. Can't see this staying on. I was about an hour late with the strike. Nice fish. Number 3 for the Adams. Oh, that's actually a bit bigger than I thought. Nice. It's a bugger of a cast, but if you can get it right in there under those trees, coconut every time. Yep, catching some now. It's proving to be quite a good pool, this, for me. A bit smaller chap. quite a few fish rising up there in the faster, shallower bit at the top, but I just can't quite get there. The wade is right on the limit. I'm tempted to see if I can wade up the other side. I certainly can't. You can't get through here. It's just dropping away. I was hoping I'd be able to get close to the bank and go around this bit, but nah, it just disappears. I'm never going to get out there. Right, I might try the other side. Crikey, that's a jumper. Nice fish. Well, as you can see, you can wade up this side. You have to cast over the other shoulder, but at least it does allow you to fish into that run. Right, and you swallowed it. Cool, yeah. Well, I'm getting that up without forceps. There's still another fish rising up there too, so I'll have another go for that. Another nice fish. It shows you, doesn't it, if you can get a spot where they're feeding well, you've got the right pattern. You can catch more in a few minutes than you did all day. Another one needing surgery. Good sign of that, I suppose, isn't it? That they're being well fooled, they've taken it right down. Ah, that's what I've missed. That might bugger it up now. Our survey said, It's only little. Well, I probably ought to fish on until it gets, you know, really dimpsy and dark, but I'm done for the day, I think. I fished from 10 till 2, and now from, what, about 5:30 until, it must be 8 o'clock now. There's a few olives hatching, like blue-winged olives. But yeah, I'm going to call that it, so I can get up through here and walk back through the fields. Well, certainly caught a lot more in the evening session. Out of that one pool, I must have had 5 or 6 fish easy. So certainly a lot better than earlier on in the day. That was hard work. I'm hoping this week to get down to the Teen on Fingal Bridge. So that'd be nice to get back there. I've not fished there for a number of years. But that's it for this. I'll catch you next time.